Hey, y'all, come on in. It's great to see you.
It is. We have a Ralph Lauren homage today from Stirling Soap Company.
It's a beautiful morning with the Barbershop Duet.
Hi, I'm Marcus Klinger with Klinger Vocal Studio.
And I'm Sarah Vincent with Sarah Vincent Virtual Polite.
But on Wednesdays and Saturdays.
We are the Barbershop Duet.
Hey, y'all, come on in. It's great to see you. Thank you for finding our little barbershop. If you happen to be here during one of the live premieres, join the live chat and meet the With Pack, a cool group of folks hanging out with us from all over the world. They'd love to meet you, too.
They would. And for our mention today, I think we have the most fun EDP that we've gotten so far. We found this at Lather, and Marcus could not resist.
Y'all, one of the reasons we started our show was we were watching the Cross-Eyed Texan shave with Saturday Morning by Katie's Bubbles. And I was like, wait a minute. What does that shaving cream smell like? Fruit Loops.
Yep.
Are you kidding me? And there's like 50 guys on YouTube that are loving it. So I was like, hold on, wait a minute. This world might just be for me. And Lather has created an EDP to go along with the splash from Katie's Bubbles. Y'all, what a ziggy, tangy, beautiful, perfect Fruit Loop set this was. And it was on sale for $35, I think.
And I do want to mention that this smells exactly like the cereal. If my eyes were closed and I got a whiff of this, I would think the bowl was sitting in front of me. I don't know how they did it.
And I love that one spray puts the bowl in front of you, and then 2 and 3 just keep your head swimming around in that glorious scent from your childhood. What a nostalgic way to climb into bed at night.
Right?
I do not get thrown out of bed for wearing.
It's true.
And while they do have dupes of Aventus and all that cool stuff, they also have things like grape soda and root beer.
Yep.
Y'all head over to LATHR. They've got amazing things going on over there.
Our soap today is Oud Sigma by Stirling. It's a Ralph Lauren homage, and I'm super curious to get to know Oud in a new fun way.
Y'all, Ralph Lauren Polo Supreme Oud, if I'm not mistaken.
Whoa,
but I'll
fancy.
know when we meet the soap. All right, y'all, so from the sales page at stirlingsoap.com.
You don't need a second brain to understand the appeal of this woody and spicy scent, based on Polo Supreme Oud. This is a blend of oud, guaiac wood, vetiver, cinnamon, and pink pepper. Oh, zesty.
Y'all, I would never have guessed those 5 would go
Okay.
together. A little effervescence and the pink pepper,
right?
but guaiac wood, vetiver, this might be a little bit dark, but kind of hoping on the sweet side. But hey, there's one way to find out. Let's open the box. Red Eye, Sterling Red, Sterling Green, the Polo Green homage. Y'all, they do Ralph Lauren right over there at Sterling Soap
I think
Company.
this is the last one in the box here. Let me
I
keep digging,
hate
but I
it when
think
we kill a
I think
Sterling
we finally
box.
hit bottom in this
Good
one.
thing there's usually a new one waiting in the mailbox for us.
It's true. It's a big box right now.
Oh, here's the splash. Let's see, did we get menthol or not? We've been doing the non-menthol stuff.
we did
Yeah,
not.
no
All right.
menthol, so we can get to know it. Oh, look at that. Lovely
friends. A
dapper
different
blue
blue.
color on the label, right?
Yeah.
Well, here we go. I think it's time for your first impression. Yeah, y'all, we've got Polo Black, which is Sterling Black, which is kind of a mango thing. We've got Red Eye, which is Polo Red, which is some coffee going on in there. We did not get the Red Eye coffee drink reference at first, or somebody had to tell us in the comments.
We didn't help.
We've got Sterling Green, which is Polo Green, which is evergreen, gorgeous, what Foxy's dad wore. And this one, Polo Supreme Oud. I am excited.
All right, Oud Sigma. We may get educated with some more Ralph Lauren fun here.
No, and for me, the Ralph Laurens do have kind of a 20 to 30% similarity in the base.
Right.
And then the new personalities are kind of built on top of that. So I wonder if we're going to find some similarities to Polo Green, Polo Black in here. All right, take it in. What do you get?
I'm curious if I'm going to get a blue color in mind. Or
Oh,
just...
she does smell in colors. Constant viewers will
Sometimes.
tell you.
We'll see.
All right, take it in.
Oh, it's a long whiff. There's a
That
lot.
was a deep whiff. Whoa,
lot in
the
there.
eyes got big. What do you got?
Okay, so just because you reminded me of the list that we have here going on, I was like, wait, does it go with that one? Nope. Does it go? It's a different kind of thing going
Yeah,
on.
would you know it's a Ralph Lauren?
I would know it's in a cologne homage zone,
Right.
But I don't know if I would pick immediately Ralph Lauren. Now that I know that it is, it definitely matches. But I would have known that it kind of, I don't know when this came out, but I'm thinking like 90s, early 2000s maybe.
Right.
Because I can feel where it has some of the kind of Sterling Green vibes,
Right.
but then it does have some brighter kind of different things. I'm guessing that's where the oud kicks in.
Right.
I do feel like it fits the fall season. Maybe that's why they dropped it when they did.
Right.
But, you know, like some of the other ones, I'm like, okay, that's more summer, more spring. Like this one is definitely more like starting to get cool outside.
Oh, nice.
But It's a fun identity. I don't know if it's the oud that's making it do that or some of the other stuff that we were reading, but
right. Now, was it kind of the richer, spicier oud from like indigo oud from Shannon, or are we dealing with more of like an oud spice, a cleaner oud, like from PAA?
Ooh. It might be right in the middle.
Yeah.
It might be right in the middle. Like,
nice.
there are parts of it that are darker and spicier.
Right.
And then there's parts of it that it's kind of intriguing enough that it brings that fall kind of deeper, darker side and through the atmosphere somehow.
Nice. Now, masculine, feminine, where are we sitting?
Definitely masculine. But it's a little more, I don't want to say crowd pleaser, but I think if oud had to be put in a scent that kind of could disguise it, but also complement it.
Now, it is kind of my contention that the more fine fragrances are designed to create a brand new personality out of their scent notes without you really being able to recognize any of their scent notes. For example, what's in Calvin Klein's Eternity? I don't know. What's in Obsession for Men? I don't know. It just smells like Obsession for Men, right? So I think that's kind of the goal of the fine EDP perfumery houses, but with shaving soaps. I feel like it's a little bit different. So I feel like you're being invited to dive in and look for the individual scent notes and things like Christmas Eve or Candy Cane, if we're going to be seasonal about such things. So I think this is being designed to create its own personality, something different, something brand new. So who do you kind of picture when you take this in?
It's funny. It could go either way to me. Like, I feel like you could be wearing like a flannel and kind of more like just ready for it getting a little cooler outside.
Right.
I feel like you could wear this to church on Sunday. I feel like you could also be in a nicer suit, dapper evening going out to dinner.
Nice.
Like, it actually has more layers to it than I was expecting.
Gotcha.
Of putting it in, like, I usually smell a cologne and just assume it's something more bougie, dapper to get ready.
Sure.
But there are kind of calmer sides to this scent than I was expecting.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, we'll pass it over. How dark does it get for an oud scent?
You know, I almost get like a deep foggy color.
Oh.
So it's not completely dark outside today yet, but it's kind of more of a gloomy fall day, maybe.
Well, y'all foggy days are my favorite thing around here, so I bet you I'm going to love this.
See what you think. I could be on a totally different place than you, but I'm curious if that's where it takes
Let's see
you.
what we get. You ready? Oh, that's lovely.
Right.
That's way nicer than I thought it would be.
Right, I agree.
Wait a minute. Okay. Hold on.
Because oud could be like kind of scary if you don't know what to expect.
Y'all, this starts with a beautiful, clean cologne. Not necessarily an homage to anything that you might have known before, but just something bright and lovely and autumnal and soapy. And you kind of think that that's going to build the personality of it around that.
Yeah.
But then all of a sudden your nose hits this trapdoor and goes, whoomph, and it lands on this bed of oud. About your third second into the whiff. And everything changes. Everything. That's why my brain was like, you drop down, because you don't even see it anymore. It's like the elevator doors open, you're somewhere new.
Yeah.
And for me, in my experience of oud, this, like you said, is sitting dead center. So it has all of the lovely parts of the darker, dankier ouds that I love, but it has the cleaner, spicier, more cedar sandalwood sort of types to it that more of your oud spice kind of has. So it's almost the best of both worlds in here, and it never takes that elevator down to any of those places where oud can sort of get a little bit bitter and a little bit squinchy to the nose. It doesn't let it get there.
No.
Right when it's about to, there's another scent note that comes in and takes over the music.
Totally does.
Whoa. So that's the journey. You start at the ground floor, and just about the time the ground is really going to swallow you up into oud territory, something else comes in laterally and rescues you, and it just sort of stops it right there where oud is at its best.
That's what I meant by like the crowd pleaser version of oud. I'm not sure how they did it, but there's something in it that's super appealing.
And then it's a spicy sense.
Yeah.
But like it's almost got its own sort of scent. So my brain is going, does this fall in the sour? Does this fall in the bitter? Does this fall in the sweet? Does this fall in the umami?
Like
Where is this
peppery?
falling?
Yeah.
And it's kind of its own thing, somewhere between a dark cinnamony spice and a milky cream. Like it's somewhere in that.
And that's why I was getting foggy outside. Like there's something kind of in the spices. There's something that's cooling it down or like keeping it in that place.
And I'm getting the edge of the guaiac wood. It's almost a mahogany sense where it's like a sweet, spicy wood, but it doesn't go as sweet as mahogany.
Okay, yeah.
But that's what's offering the sweet to offset the oud. Ooh.
Wow, it's oudi in here, y'all.
And And I do get that subtle incensey sense of how oud is used where it's produced, because we were watching some YouTube videos, and y'all, in the Middle East, they very often burn it, blow it out like incense, and then they'll put it under a piece of cloth and they'll let the smoke itself scent them. Oh,
That's
y'all.
kind of like the gray fog I was getting. Maybe that's more of what it is.
Whew. And y'all, if you do want an eyebrow-raising experience, go over to Amazon and look at what some small actual oud chips are going for. I mean, silver's cheaper by the ounce. All right, y'all, so who knows what mysteries and wonders may jump out when we build a lather. And y'all, credit where credit is due. The other night, I marched out of the bathroom and proclaimed that I had just had the best shave of my life. And she went, oh, yeah. And then she followed and went, oh
that was good.
You did. I don't know what it was. Some magical combination of the hardware, maybe. It was my Apex aluminum with a Rex blade in it. But y'all, it was a Stirling soap. And there is just something about this formula that is not just trusty, but one of the most luxurious in all the business. Also one of the cheapest. Just going to put that out there. All right, so here's how we bloom our soaps laterally on the Barbershop Duet. We just spray the soap and let the water run down. Puts just enough water on the soap itself for my Stirling brush. And this is one of my favorite brushes in all the business for $12. Lets that soap just get right in between the bristles. And then I'm going to turn the brush and do it some more.
Wow,
and then
I'm smelling it already.
I know. Turn the brush and do it some more. So I'm really just trying to load the soap into the bristles of the brush with a little bit of room temperature water. The soap I was using was Stirling, and then I was hot apple cider, but we'll get back to that in a minute. And then y'all, right about the time, about 80% of that base is loaded in between the bristles of your brush. Now I'm going to go down and slowly bring that water into play. And now that lather's being made in between the bristles of my brush against the bottom of the bowl, not just against the bottom of the bowl. This is where the aromatherapy begins.
It really is. That is one of the best things we've figured out about this journey so far is like, you know, I want to do a shave, but you need to take time to actually build the lather and just let that scent kind of do its magic while you're going.
Put on a song and let the whole thing play while you build your lather. You will not only get a better lather, but you'll have a better time.
It's just nice to have your mind kind of go in that meditative zone too, and you get to escape and just focus on one thing, building your lather instead of your brain, you know, oh, I have to do laundry, I have to do dishes, I have to do this tomorrow. No, just pause, give yourself a few minutes to just focus on that lather.
You just have to build a lather. That's
the
all
only
you
goal
do.
right now.
That's your mantra. And not to put too fine a point on it, but those Zenith boar brushes for $9.95 are back in stock.
They are.
At Stirling Soap Company.
Just in case you want another brush to add to your
Just putting
collection.
it out there. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Y'all, $14 and change for this base, and you get almost 6 ounces of it. Are you kidding me? Stirling soap is where value meets quality. Oh, it's just got a lovely, sweet sense of almost like a mahogany in the wood before it takes you down to the oud town. This is just glorious, and this is something you will only find here on the Barbershop Duet. This is the Oudie and the Blowfish with on 3, 1, 2. Oh, interesting. You know what's funny? The smell of the Stirling base melds gorgeously with this.
It feels like it should be part of the scent.
I know, right? Oh, I love this. It's just a little bit more real here. I can smell the oud with a little bit more definition.
Yeah, I really do still get that like chill in the air somehow.
Yes.
Like fall is...
And the thing I love about this is I am getting the sense of the smoke from the oud in the lather, and it wasn't on the puck.
I don't know how they did that, but you're right. Whatever the scent of the base is, like now that it's not there,
Right.
that is extremely more potent out of that scent scale.
And I think this is the first oud we've got where I get the sense of it smoky, where I get the sense of it how it was intended to be used. You get that?
Yeah. And whatever the other woods are,
Whoa.
like they're keeping it in that like real part of the scent somehow.
Right. And y'all, while we do love to watch how the deacon shaves, lathers his face, we don't do shaving here on the Barbershop Duet, but we realized, hold on, maybe we should do some lathering so you guys can see how this base coats the face. And y'all, the Stirling base, are you kidding me? I could basically draw you a picture right now in 3 dimensions. Our faces aren't even wet. And look at this, you guys. Look how much this holds the water. And that's the goal of a shaving soap, is just to hold water against your face.
Crazy.
Oh, that feels great. You don't even have to face lather with a Stirling soap.
My goodness.
Whoa, it is wild the whiffs I'm getting on my face.
I'm almost getting like a peppery side too.
Yes, I think it's that pink pepper. It's giving it like an effervescence.
Yeah, I'm really getting it here now that the lather's kind of gotten its thing going.
Right, it's adding that spiciness to the wood. I didn't really identify it as pepper. I just kind of thought, oh, this wood is beautifully spicy.
But now I think I really am getting like it on its own somehow at the very end of the whiff.
And it's like a black pepper sense for me. It's not like a chili pepper. Once we had a scent note of chili, and it was actually chili, like cumin and coriander is chili. And y'all, why don't you join us as we take a little journey back to the scent notes. All right, y'all, so back to the sales page at stirlingsoap.com.
This is a blend of oud or agarwood, guaiac wood, vetiver, cinnamon, and pink. It is pink pepper.
Love it. Okay, y'all, so the oud is gorgeous. It's there. It's a little bit smoky. It's light and danky at the same time. It's everything you want oud to be. And then that guaiac wood, that is the cousin to mahogany, and that's what I'm loving about these woody spices.
And I think that's what's making it go into like that fall zone for me. I'm not sure how, but that's really part of it.
Right. It's almost like it needed a companion to let you know like what season it was. Almost like you wanted to see what it was wearing.
There you go.
What the oud was wearing, right? It's wearing a fall spicy wood, and then under its feet is some vetiver.
Which I didn't even realize was in there, but I am getting that like woodsy vibe. So maybe it's just blending so well that I didn't even realize it was its own thing.
And think Fascally. Think that beautiful homage to the Tom Ford gray vetiver. That's the vetiver that's in this.
I could see that now. That makes more sense. It's again adding to that fall vibe for me.
Right.
Cinnamon.
This is what ties it together, because nothing in the world is as recognizable as cinnamon, and yet, if you can dial it down to where it is barely perceptible, it's going to do some wild things as far as waking up your sense of nostalgia without you really knowing how. That's what this is doing. Do you even sense the cinnamon?
No, but I think it almost jumps into that mahogany vibe.
Right.
That I didn't realize it was its own scent note. It just kind of added to the others.
That's the spicy that's adding the sweet. Because the rest of this, a little bit of the guaiac wood too, the cinnamon and the guaiac wood are adding the sweet to this. So there's nothing else in here that's been given to sweeten it up. There's nothing floral, nothing at all in like the clean medicine lanes, nothing. This is all coming from the spicy parts of it. But I love that because none of this has to go so deep that it gets anywhere near like patchouli's.
No.
This all stays just slightly under the surface.
But there is something sweet in here. It's gentle and it's subtle. But I think that's where it's coming from. And then we have pink pepper.
Beautiful. That effervescence to the nose.
We got to get some pink pepper in our kitchen because I think our brains just go to the normal
We have
corn.
pink salt. Why don't we have pink pepper? Going all the way back to those toothpicks I used to get that were soaked in cinnamon oil that I'd sit there in second grade and just kind of suck on them all. Beautiful. They'd get hot and spicy.
And there's something just really fun about how the oud is working in this scent. I think when you read oud, you have something in mind, but it's very cool to see what like Polo has done with this scent because it's a new side of it somehow.
And to revisit this, I don't think I'd recognize this as a Ralph Lauren. I think with the other three, I for sure would, but y'all.
I know, when you asked me at the beginning, I was like, wait, I don't know.
Very different. Very different. Well, I wonder if there are eras with Ralph Lauren. I mean,
we got to get some more education in this whole frag world, clearly.
And the dog has drifted all the way down to Dreamland. We might have to follow her there, y'all. So today's splash is devoid of menthol in case that little minty hint might change the scent for us.
We always can buy another one with menthol if we really want it. So we kind of want to get you a better idea straight off of this.
And Stirling has those menthol drops that you can even add in if you need a little braciness to it. Mr. Lane, I'm looking at you.
Yeah. Okay.
Ooh, all right. I'm going to do this first. You ready?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Oh, that's lovely. Whoa.
Things happening?
That's a bit different. Hold on a second.
That's fun when that happens.
Hold on. I know. I love that.
Are you getting more of why they chose blue as the color? I'm curious.
Yeah.
He needs a minute. Yo.
Whoa. Y'all, this is a fabulous combination of night on the town and clean laundry. Huh. Are you kidding me?
Ooh, I'm getting rest of you over here.
This is, hold on. Put some of this on. This is fabulous stuff. Woo! Supreme oud indeed, y'all.
It's funny to get to know, like, what perfumes have done.
Right.
And like, taking an oud and redone it because you think you've smelt it. And, like, even in our first few soaps when we got away, we're like, oh, that's fun to learn oud. But now, after a year in, my friends, no.
It is
oud
hitting
different.
that cozy place in me. It's just hitting that nostalgic place that I didn't think oud ever would.
Right?
Whoa.
Oud.
Do you get that clean laundry sense to this? Like that half of it.
Yes, and that's why at the beginning I was trying to figure out, like, sometimes I like to think if I smelled this, what would I want you to be wearing or me to be wearing, like to get that different vibe through here. And now I can see why it's so versatile, because even on the dry down, I'm like, wait, that is nice.
This is somehow got a sense of sentimentality to it. I'm like picturing where I would wear this. I'm thinking like baptisms. I'm thinking like weddings. I'm thinking like somewhere important where you're going to make giant memories. For somehow, this goes along with that. There is a coziness to this that I can't get over.
Like that content, cozy.
Right.
You just had a nice, good, like maybe you had a party or somebody with your friends and you came home and you just finished and sat on your couch.
Right.
And you're tired, but in a good way. And you're just reflecting on the day. Like there's something in that coming through as a scent.
And what I love is that I think this fulfills the goal of the EDP world in the best of ways, because their job is to kind of create a new identity so that you don't recognize the scent notes, right? This, I would barely even recognize this as oud. It has created such a friendly, charming character to it that I don't need to know the scent notes.
No.
I need to know this balance. This is the beef Wellington, and I don't need to know there's onion in it.
Well, it's funny because I was trying to pick even like, you know, some of the ones that we go through, whether it's an older scent or newer scent, like what age group could wear this.
Oh.
And I don't even think, like you're just saying more the cozy side, but I don't think it's putting it in an age group at all.
No. In fact, one of my 18-year-old voice students just reached out and said, hey, some of my friends are wet shaving with a DE razor. I'm like, what? And he goes, what should I start with? And I'm like, dude, step into my office. This would for sure be something I would give him, because I didn't realize how tricky that was in our cabinet for like literally like a 17-year-old, 18-year-old kid. What would he want to smell like? Y'all, I bet he would love this.
There's something like cool of like a throwback to like what your dad could have used.
Right.
Like, and there's something comforting being like, wow, I can finally use it myself.
Well, and it's not a sophisticated thing for me. No. It's more of a clever, fun, adventurous thing for me. Like James Dean didn't smell like clean. Yeah. He smelled like young and adventurous.
But a little masculine.
Right.
Like, you know, there's just enough in here.
Right. That's what this is.
Yeah. Because think about what you first smelled. Like way back in the day, you got a bunch of leather stuff, right?
English leather from my aunt, who I'm sure had the best of intentions. But, you know, 8-year-olds probably should not smell like heavy leather. Right. Something just beautiful and slightly sweet under all of it.
I know you said like a fresh laundry thing earlier, but it's almost like you had a vanilla fabric softener. Like there's just something with the
like
clean
on that side.
Right, just subtly in there.
And then that's being pulled against by these beautiful, rich spices of the wood.
I'm impressed. I mean, you know, you read oud and it could be anything, but it's kind of fun being on a whole new journey.
Anything. So it's pretty simple, y'all. Just be an Aqualaria tree in Southeast Asia minding its own business. Well, there's going to be these ants that are trying to get inside your trunk. Well, you're going to try your best to keep them out, but they're just going to burrow their way inside. But you've got a little surprise waiting for them, because as soon as you unleash the oud, they're going to get their own. Head over to stirlingsoap.com, where you can find this and a wide range of other products. Well, I've had my shave, y'all, with Oud Sigma dancing on that tightrope between the familiar and the comfortable and the new and mysterious. I love this scent. Fabulous at bedtime, but also kind of gets you off the bench of the basketball game for a walk in the afternoon. There's just something spicy and clean about it, and man, do I love the blend of Oud that's happening in here. And what a base, y'all. For $14.25, this has no business being as good as it is. I had what I proclaimed was the best shave of my life the other night, and the soap that I used was Hot Apple Cider by Stirling. Y'all, if you have not tried this, it is definitely worth a look-see. Welcome to messaging.
So for our November giveaway, we wanted to give you a chance to win $20 to Murphy and McNeil.
Yeah, y'all, and all you have to do to be eligible for this giveaway is send us an email here to WeSentYou@theBarbershopDuet.com so that we can get back to you. It's the only way we communicate about our giveaways. And then check back here for our first Christmas episode when we announce our lucky winner on the show.
Best of luck.
You know, when Rod and Mandy were on our live the other day, and it's here on YouTube, you can watch it now, we asked them, how do you know when you found a great homage oil? And they said, well, we buy the originals and their tax write-offs.
Yeah.
Y'all, it shows that these folks have their noses on the actual juice that's $400 or $500 on occasion, right? Too much for us in our shaving den. I love that when they release an homage, it's a faithful one. And every once in a while, Rod makes it a little bit better. At least that's what I think.
I'm so glad we added this to our fall selection of things from Stirling. It is wonderful, y'all. Don't forget your next appointment with the Barbershop Duet.
You'll smell better just watching this.